If you're on live on Instagram or in my Facebook group, More Than Your Women's Weight Community, hello. And even if you are watching the replay, I'm so excited you are here. So what a whirlwind of the last few weeks it has been. Let me make sure I am on live. Boom. Last week was my Food Freedom Challenge, which was a 7-day powerful experience to really find peace with food, your body, and yourself. And I just, so many women, even if you've gone through it, if you went through it with us, let us know your takeaways. So many women just got, we just made realizations that you would not have been able to realize otherwise. And I actually had a Food Freedom Intensive last night, and my goodness, I left that session just being like, and she left that session just being like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I thought this, I didn't realize I believed this, or I did realize this, I didn't realize it was possible to change that way of thinking and believing and acting in these various areas. And so let me tell you, if you had fun with the challenge, if you've been listening to my podcast, if you've been following me in my free work, my paid work, meaning my one-on-one sessions are really where the juice is at. It's really where the meat is at. It's really where you're going to get tons of clarity and transformation. So I wanted to hop on today on live on Instagram and live in the Facebook group to really just share a couple opportunities with you and some reasons why I think my clients, and I see why my clients get lasting results in their version of food and body freedom or body confidence. And before I do that, I just want to remind you that Food Freedom Intensive that I had with someone last night is 15% off until tomorrow evening. And what I mean by that is all you need to do is book a coaching clarity call with me. This is a 20-minute call where we just chat through where you're needing more support, and I can specifically tell you and customize to you how I can support you in that 90-minute session. And so you just got to book that clarity call, get a spot on my calendar. And once you get a spot on my calendar for April, you will qualify for that discount if you decide to go forward with the 90-minute session after that call. Then after tomorrow, I'm raising the price back up. And so let me tell you, you get so much great support in this. And my goodness, you're going to leave hopeful, encouraged, clear, and with a plan on really how to rework those beliefs and those thoughts and those words that are holding you back, okay? So 3 reasons why I think and I see that my clients get lasting food and body freedom results. There's 3, and they all start with A: awareness, action, and accountability. Awareness, action, and accountability. And this isn't just in any of our food struggles or body struggles or health struggles. This is actually life. These 3 things can apply to any goal. But in particular, I want to hone it in because women are coming to me wanting to find peace with food, their body, and themselves, and develop a healthy lifestyle that's more than about what they weigh. So I'm going to just explain those 3 areas a little bit more. And you can be sure you can let me know in the comments, or if you're watching live or watching the replay, let me know you're here. Happy April 1st. This is not April Fool's. This is actually me going live and actually telling you these 3 things and actually saying this Food Freedom is on a discount. Okay? And so number one, let me get my notes up here. I brought them up over here. Awareness. So, one of the first things that happened in the last few Food Freedom Intensives I've had, but also last night when I was going through this with a client, is she was just explaining a little bit of her history, a little bit of kind of why she thinks she started to believe certain things around food and her body and diets. And for most of us, it has to do with either our relationship with our mom or a woman in our lives who were maybe discontent with their bodies, or just being exposed to society and culture that, as young kids, specifically as young girls in high school where our bodies are developing or where hormones are changing, it can just be very easy to create a belief in narrative story for ourselves that is untrue and a lie and not helpful. But if you look back, maybe decades later, hopefully not decades later, and you say, oh, wow, this is why I believe this. But actually, it's very hard for you as an individual to on your own sometimes to really see that. And that's why, talking with someone is always so great, because they can just help you pinpoint things and see things that you maybe did not see on your own and help you become aware. And that's exactly what I did for my client last night. It's really helping her become aware of things that may have been holding her back, and things that did, such as, different things with, women in her life and mom in her life. And the same thing with me. I'm writing a book right now, and prayerfully will be out either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And just really as I think when I first started writing, and I started writing this a few years ago, I just felt so stuck. I'm like, what do I want to say? I want to speak from my heart. Yes, my mind, the things I learned, but I want to speak from my heart. And I realized I had to just journal it out and had to talk it out. And so, yes, I journaled, but I talked with someone, and it started to my story started to come up. And actually, that's one of the biggest tips people give you when you're writing a book is to have someone interview you, or you interview someone, because it's just because you're not sure what you're thinking or you feel until you talk it out or process it. Hey, Alexia, Mama with a Calling. If you guys have not followed Alexia yet, she is amazing. If you are looking, side note, if you are looking, you're a mom and you really feel like God has called you to a purpose and you're not quite sure what that is, on Instagram, follow Mama with a Calling or search for Alexia online. Anyways, and so processing that and being able to speak with someone or share with someone helps you become aware. And Alexia and I are in a mastermind together, and we do that through our little Marco Polo, which, by the way, I need to catch up on. But just being able to process that, you become so clear and aware, and that is exactly what we cover in sessions. And so you might be saying, but Brianna, you do a free challenge, you do a podcast, you do, there's opportunities for me to process. There's opportunities for you to process, but you're not going to necessarily go as deep than when you talk with someone. Because as a coach, I'm not necessarily telling you what I believe is your belief. I'm listening to you, and I'm just listening and discerning what you're actually not saying. Or I'm listening to what you're saying and connecting, saying so it seems like you believe this about your body that started this. Is that true? How do you think that impacts you? And going deeper. These sessions are vulnerable, but I hold that space for you, knowing that I've been there and I'm going through it too. And there is hope. Of course, Alexia, shout out. Clarity and awareness about what you believe, you think, you feel, you're saying, and how that informs your action around your food, your body, and yourself. All right. And you can become aware through multiple things. And I really, clients always leave our sessions with some practical tools to increase their awareness when they're not in session. But in a coaching session is where so many of them has told me they've just found breakthrough and clarity and awareness. Okay, so number 1, 3 reasons why I believe my clients find lasting food and body freedom is that they practice awareness. Number 2 is action. You can become aware all you want. You can do all the journaling you want, and you can even talk to me in a coaching session all you want. But if you don't leave that session or leave that journaling session practicing basically practicing and taking action based off of that awareness, nothing is going to change. And so, particularly I'm going to talk about this, client last night. It's just such an amazing call. God is moving in her life, my goodness. And leaving at the end of the session in particular, or throughout the session, I'm just like, we create action steps, and I'm leaving. All right, so at the end of, based off of everything we talked about, what are those 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're going to work on starting tomorrow or this week before our next session to really help you change those beliefs around food and your body and yourself? And so some practical ways that I support clients is we create statements of truth. I like to call them #thriving truths or affirmations, where we actually take that belief that you believe and all the parts that go with it, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your emotions, your reality, and we say this is the lie, and then we're rewriting and creating a truth for all 6 parts. right on the sessions, or maybe you leave the session, that's what you're going to practice. So working on rewriting those beliefs and practicing and saying them in and out of our sessions. So in emotional eating is something that, you're trying to rework your relationship with food, really help. I encourage my clients and give them my food journal and habits tracker to track their food mood, or even a food mood journal. How are you thinking, or are you feeling before and after, or even during eating, when you felt led to emotionally eat? And using that as data to help you get very clear on what is the root of the emotional eating, what is the root of the action that you're taking that's not serving you. Some other actions that I help clients with is working on small habits at a time, creating a daily mindset practice. And I had another client who recently just, became very aware of her thinking process and actions in our session, and was able to practice that mindfulness and awareness out of session, and came back to me and was just like, I started to emotionally eat one day, but then she emotionally ate and then said, but you know what? I realized it was because a boundary was being crossed. And I didn't realize that in the moment. So next time, my goodness, I know that I just need to I need to set boundaries before proactively set boundaries with that person, and communicate my boundaries, communicate my expectations. But also I know next time what's really going on, right? And so there's so much you can even learn from what you might see as a mistake or failure around emotional eating. That's not, you're learning. It's a process. And I love to process that with clients as well. But also create practices to be proactive in very much, trying to reduce that action that isn't serving them. So just in the same way we have beliefs that aren't serving us, we also have actions that aren't serving us. But it starts with your belief, because your beliefs drive your actions. But we can really create a separate one, and that's what we would call breaking an old habit. And the only actual way, if you read stuff by Charles Duhigg, if you read James Clear, all this stuff on habits, the only way to change a habit is to create a new one. And I love helping clients do this through, I particularly love James Clear's 4 steps around really working on the habits. It's such a great, Atomic Habits is such a great book, but really helping clients rework and break those old habits. And so the first is awareness. That's really what helps clients get long-term results. And then action, and then accountability. So once we become aware of the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the actions that are not serving us around food, our body, and ourselves, we take action. But I believe it's a loop, right? So you become aware, you take action, and then accountability. Awareness, action, accountability. Awareness, action, accountability. And what the accountability part is about, it's about processing what went well, what didn't go well. It's about saying, have you been saying your affirmations daily? So I have coaches in multiple areas of my life. My business coach, I'm going to give her a shout out, Anna Franston. Can I tag her? I don't know if I can do it. I don't know how to do it. But she's amazing, and she holds me accountable so much in my own mindset work around my business. So mindset goes to all areas of your life, and I feel like I've really kind of not mastered, but I kind of know the things I need to do, work on my mindset around my own relationship with food, body, and myself. But my business, I'm still working on it. And I was just talking to her, and I was like, I know all the strategies on how to run a good business, and I just got to do them. But it's like, I in the same way that I'm like, I know what to do, why don't I feel good about what I'm doing? It's because of my mindset. I'm so hard on myself. I don't think it's enough. And it's the same thing with your health and your body and yourself. And, I preach this all the time, but she even reminded me, like, you know what? It's just like going to the gym. You need to do it daily to stay fit, to stay strong, and to get stronger, right? And it's the same thing with your mind. You need to practice whatever mindset practice you have to continue to make your mind more resilient, and to continue to make your mind feel good. And I'm like, you know what? You're so right. And that accountability happens, yes, through a session, but actually happens through the unlimited support I have. Just like being able to like message when I'm actually not feeling good, or and I feel like I need a little bit of encouragement, I need a little bit of clarity. So it's that mindset support, accountability in between. And so yes, the 90-minute session that's on sale right now, you have a week of that, but my 6-month program, you have 6 months of that. My goodness. And clients have told me time and time again how instrumental that accountability was in session and out of session was for them. And so, I mean, my goodness, the accountability portion is so huge when it comes to really, finding that transformation, that lasting transformation, because what we're doing is we're reworking your thoughts and your behavior and creating a new reality for yourself. And the 90-minute session is a great start, but that accountability even after in that 1 week and beyond is where you're going to start to rewrite habits. If there are thoughts and beliefs and habits you've believed your whole life about your body, about your relationship with food, it is not going to be overcome in just 90 minutes. It's going to be a starter, but it may not even be fully overcome in 6 months, but you will start to see change and transformation over time. All right, so 3 ways, kind of a 3-pronged approach. Yes, I help clients in mind, body, soul. We're talking about mind right now, but 3 particular things that I help is awareness, action, and accountability. Awareness of what actually we believe and think and we're saying and feeling around food, our body, ourselves. Action, really taking those, creating a mindset and habits practice that really starts to rework those those beliefs and habits that aren't serving you. And then accountability, me being there in session, out of session to really support you along the way. Okay? And so if you are ready, maybe you're like, Brianna, I need support here. Well, let me tell you how. But before that, I want you to tell me which of these 3 do you feel like you are like needing a little bit more support in your version of food freedom and body confidence and body freedom and even a healthy lifestyle. Are you needing more awareness? Are you needing more action? And are you needing more accountability? Let me know 1, 2, or 3, or say all 3. If it's all 3, that's totally fine. That's what I'm here for. So let me know in the comments where you're at. Do you need support around awareness, action, or accountability? And what does that look like for you? What would be your ideal dream around support and awareness, action, and accountability? And then, yes, I just want to make sure you know that I want to help you in all 3. In awareness, action, and accountability through my coaching programs, but particularly through my 90-minute Food Freedom Intensive. In this session, we will do this. We will pick a couple beliefs and thoughts that you have around diets, the scale, food, your body, yourself, exercise, your emotional health, and really work on helping you become aware of what you actually believe, think, and say. Help you to, even take action in the session to rewrite that belief, create kind of some mindset tools that you can practice then and onwards and habits onwards. And then for that week, I'll be holding you accountable, asking you, how are you doing? Have you been saying your affirmation? What's been going on? Is there anything else coming up? So my Food Freedom Intensive right now is usually $349 US for 90-minute session, 1 week of support, lifetime access to the Food Freedom Challenge that we just went through to kind of give you even some more support in implementing this. But right now the bonus, it typically doesn't always include the challenge, but right now I'm giving you the challenge, lifetime access, which is valued at like $50 to $100 for free, as well as giving you 15% off. So the intensive is only $297 for 90 minutes of coaching and 1 week of support and the challenge. Okay, so if you're interested or you just want to see if this is for you, let's hop on a phone call where it's 20 minutes. You're just going to share with me where you're at in regards to your relationship with food, your body, and yourself, and where you want to be. And then I'm just going to really listen to you and really kind of share with you how I think specifically for you and your needs, my 90-minute session can support you. All right, so if you go to madewell345.com/clarity, find a time on my calendar for the next couple weeks and we'll hop on the phone to chat. And if you decide to go forward with it after that call, you will get the 15%. That way you can save on that. Or you can go to my bio link, look for the Clarity call link and book it, or just message me back and say, hey, I'm interested in the call. and maybe you want to have some clarifying questions before we even hop on the call. So it's a free call, no pressure call. So go to madewell345.com/clarity and sign up. But let me know if you have any questions. I am going to see on Facebook, give me a moment, if we had any questions. Okay, over here. It's so hard to see everything using this method. Okay, it's over here. Don't seem to see any right now, but probably can't see well with everything blocking everything. But if you're even watching the replay later on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, let me know, number one, where you feel like, is it awareness, action, and accountability you need support in? And book that call and I would love to just hop on the phone with you and see if my clarity calls for you. All right, that's it. Have a beautiful Thursday. Happy April 1st. I will be back next week with some more stuff around the podcast and all that. As you guys know, I've made that name change, More Than Your Weight podcast. But I really want you to act now to get this one-on-one support, because trust me, you can listen to all the podcasts as you want, do all the challenges you want. But when you sit in session with someone, you experience transformation, breakthrough, healing, and encouragement like never before. That is why, even though I do multiple business challenges, I'm in multiple memberships, and I have a lot of stuff around business. Personally, I have a one-on-one coach, because I know in a session, and even with my own health, I ask and reach out for one-on-one questions around fitness, around postpartum, around my own relationship with food all the time. So reach out if you have any questions, and I can't wait to support you guys.